Dustin, so good to see you. Big Social Security news. Insolvency now projected for 2032, which means your benefit could be cut by 22%. According to a new trustees report, ongoing tax revenue would only cover 78% of scheduled benefits after the fund is depleted. So what does this mean? Because a lot of people then assume that in 2032, they're not going to get a check, but that's not quite it.
Well, first of all, no one's going to stop getting a check. Okay. If Congress fails to act, benefits could be reduced. But Aaron, I'm going to tell you that's highly unlikely. I would say if you are a pre-retiree, if you're a current retiree, if you're close to Social Security claiming ages, this is not going to be a problem for you. It is, however, going to be a much bigger problem for your children and your grandchildren, for younger participants.
Like you said, though, if Congress fails to act, the average person could see their monthly check cut by $500. That's according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Does this mean that we should claim as soon as we're able at 62?
I certainly wouldn't make that my default choice. It comes with a big and permanent reduction in those benefits. It's right for some people, but I certainly wouldn't default to that. In my opinion, you should make your claiming decisions based upon current benefit projections. I don't believe that Congress is going to allow these benefits to be cut, especially for current participants and those near retirement. And there are a number of ways that Congress can push out the solvency of retirement far into the future. I do believe most of the ways that they would do that, however, are going to be unpopular. So I do believe they're going to wait until this is an absolute crisis. They'll blame the politicians that came before them. And they'll only act when they're forced to act, but they will ultimately act.
So as you mentioned, some of the solutions then to keep the fund solvent include increasing the retirement age, decreasing benefits, increasing payroll tax revenue. Which, if any of those propositions, do you think we'll see?
Could be a combination of several things. Could be increasing the retirement age for younger participants. It could be raising the cap on the amount of Social Security earnings that are subject to taxation. It could be a small increase in the payroll taxes. It could be that they do some kind of means testing on future benefits to slow the growth of benefits for high income earners. I believe that current retirees, pre-retirees, those close to claiming ages will be largely unaffected. But for younger participants, what it's going to mean is that planning for a reliable income stream in retirement is going to be much more important.
So just to say it again, in other words, Social Security benefits are funded by payroll tax receipts and the trust fund. Once the fund is tapped, the government will only be able to pay benefits equal to incoming payroll tax revenue under current law, meaning benefits will face cuts without any action by Congress. And as we know, they're very good at doing nothing, at least it feels like these days. So what do we do now to prepare?
Sure. So even if you're like me and you're of the opinion that this ultimately will be fixed for those near claiming age, doesn't mean that you don't have to do anything. Social Security doesn't have to be your only source of guaranteed retirement income. Okay, you can take retirement assets and you can create your own lifetime guaranteed retirement income for you and or you and a spouse using annuities. And at today's terms and in today's high interest rate environment, you can do that very efficiently. Now, we want to pay attention to taxation as well. So the fiscal challenges we face as a country, it could mean, we've talked about this for a long time, it could mean higher tax rates in the future, higher income tax rates. So that means that, facing the situation we have Social Security and Medicare, it's all that more important to pay attention to tax diversity, to consider things like, if appropriate for your situation, Roth conversions. The other thing I would mention is, even though that I believe this will ultimately be fixed for current plan participants and those near Social Security claiming age, it's likely that the fix will be on the backs of your children and grandchildren.
Right.
Retirement is going to be harder for them. They're probably not going to have the same benefits or at the same tax rates that you have. So if you've done well for yourself, it's one reason I encourage you to think about, are you going to leave a legacy? Do we need to make some legacy planning part of your retirement income plan, your financial plan?
Yeah, well said. Yeah, I always love and appreciate, Dustin, how you're always thinking about the family as well. That being said, I know determining when to claim Social Security, unique to everybody, it's also something you specialize in. So if somebody would like to sit down with you, talk through claiming strategies, talk through creating other income for retirement, what's the best way to reach you?
They can give me a call or a text at 830-476-2505 or reach out on the website to book a free chat at longlivemymoney.com.
Great. Dustin, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.